Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, you are very much welcome. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful kimono jacket. So if this is something you're interested in, keep watching. Welcome back guys. So we start by measuring the length of our kimono. Whatever length you want your kimono to be, just go ahead and measure it. For me, I want my length to be 38, so I measured 38, then I added another 2 inches for the hemming allowance at the lower part later on. So I measured the 38 and the 2 inches, then I roll out a straight line on that part. And please note, the fabric is folded into 4, that is, I'm cutting the front and the back bodies together. So after that, I measured my shoulder. You divide your shoulder measurement into 2, then you add another measurement, which is for your kimono sleeve. So the length you want your kimono to be, you measure it down there. So now I measure 2 inches at that part, then I draw a slant line for a slope. Yeah, it's just like a shoulder slope, but it's extended because I'm cutting the sleeve with the body. So now the cuff or the round you want your kimono jacket to be, you go ahead and measure it. So I use like 8 inches, I think around 8-9 inches, because I wanted the hand to be wide. So I use like 8 inches. Then on that part over there, you measure the body. You measure the body, what you want the body to be, but make sure you are adding excess to either your bust line or your hip line, whatever one you are using for the measurement. Just add extra because you want it to be very free. Then you add your seam allowance too. So you go ahead and measure that measurement to same thing at the lower part. If you are using this measurement, please make sure you use your hip measurement, because mostly our hip is the highest of our measurement. So just make sure you use your hip measurement, then you add few inches, maybe like 4 inches to the measurements, like that. I mean 4 inches after you've divided your hip measurement into 4. So you just add another 4 inches to that. So then you draw a curve line like I've drawn, connecting your sleeve to the lower part. Then after that, you cut out what you've measured. Then we cut the neckline. We'll be cutting the back neckline for the two. You know, we folded our fabric into 4. So for the front and back, you use the neckline for the back, which is I use 1 inches, 1 by 3 inches, like it's 1 inch deep and is 3 inches wide. Then you separate, you remove one out of what you are cutting, since it's 2. So 1 is for the back and 1 is for the front. So the one I remove is for the back. So now I'll be cutting the neckline for the front on this one. So I'll still be following the 3 inches. I'll still be following the 3 inches wideness of the neck, but I'll just be going down by like 7 inches. Yes, then I'll draw like a V line from the neckline I've drawn before down like that. So I later extended it by 1 inch more. That is, I extended the neckline 1 inch. So you can just use 8 to 9. So then you open up that side over there. Now it's time for us to cut something that they call a band or a collar that will go around the front of the kimono jacket. Yeah, so I measured 6 inches. Then it was, so after folding I will have 3 inches, then after joining with ½ inch, the band / collar, it will remain like 2.5 inches. So now it's time for us to join the front and the back together. So you place the front and the back pieces in the right way so you don't make mistake while joining. So you place them together like that, then you sew with 1/2 inch at the shoulder, you sew with 1/2 inch there and the 1/2 inch on the other side. So this is what I have after joining it. So after joining it, it is time to okay, after joining it there, I went ahead and hemmed the sleeve area at the opening at the sleeve. So now it's time for me to just join it by the side. So whatever allowance you use, just use it to join it by the side. So I use 1 inch, so I'll just go ahead and join mine with 1 inches. So this is the band slash collar I told you about. So after ironing it out, this is what I have. It is 6 inches. So after folding, I have 3 inches. Then after joining, I will have 2.5 inches. For you to know the length, you have to measure this front side. This front side, like that. You will place it over it, like that, and join by 1/2 inch. Place it over it. The back too, you sew it by the neckline at the back, then to the other side of the front. That's how you know the length, in case you want to know the exact length. So after joining the side and after joining the collar, this is what I have. So after joining, this is what I have here. As you can see, I've not ironed it out and it is looking nice already. So what is remaining now is for me to hem it at this lower part. So from my measurement, I added 2 inches, so I'll just be folding it 1 inch, 1 inch, then I will sew. So after sewing, I just decided to add pockets to my kimono, though I would have added the pockets using an Ankara, but I didn't have Ankara. The Ankara fabric was not enough again. So this is the pocket after cutting the size and the length I want. So I measured 18 inches from the shoulder down there. That's where the pocket started from. 18 inches from the shoulder down there. Then I measured 2 inches after the collar or whatever it is called. So I measured 2 inches there. Then I pin it. So this is me pinning down the pocket so it won't shake whenever I'm sewing. Then I went ahead and pinned the other pocket too. So after sewing, this is what I have. So I've ironed, I've sewn the pocket and everything. So this is what I have. So in case you don't have a belt at home or you don't have a belt you want to use, you can just sew a tiny piece of fabric for your belt, because I already have a tiny belt. That's why I didn't bother to sew a belt, because you will need a belt in case you want to tie it to make it kind of fit. So this is me wearing the kimono. As you can see, it looks absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, like, comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.